Commanders, welcome back to World of Warships Legends here on the Xbox Series S. We are doing another Tech Tree Spotlight on the newest ship to the game in the Tech Tree. Yes, it is the Kansas, the alternate battleship line, Tier 7. It really should go after the Colorado. To quote Wargaming's own materials, a development of the Colorado class. The Kansas did not actually exist in real life, so the photograph for the video is the real USS Kansas, which was actually a World War One, pre-World War One era Connecticut class battleship. Looks a lot like the Arkansas. I guess they had a bunch of different guns thrown on there, so the 7-inch gun shell splashes obscured by the 8-inch shell gun splashes. So even though the 7-inch guns had a much faster firing rate, blah, 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 blah. This ship didn't exist, unlike the USS Missouri, which those of us who live here in the border between Kansas and Missouri can tell you the Missouri is awesome and the Kansas never got off the ground. Story of life for Kansas. Yep, we're here on this map, whatever it's called. We're top tier. We are rolling out in the Kansas. I want to make clear that this camouflage is not maxed out. It is only 3% dispersion and 3% camouflage rate because they sold it to us and they have no way to get paint into our hands. So my commander is Willis Lee. I'm using not the one for nuisance, crisscross firefighter, um, the other one that gives you a couple extra heals, and will to rebuild. Gosh, I wish I knew the names of all of these skills and stuff. He is inspired by Cunningham and Madden. So I'm using a total English inspiration for this commander. I did do a bunch of games with Willis Lee. I did have one really good game where I was down tier, but my team got smoked, and I didn't really feel it was representative of how you would do in the Kansas. I'll be honest with you folks. See this? We are on fire. This is the natural state of the Kansas. It loves to catch on fire. It takes damage from everything on the map. And that's why, even though you would think at first blush, this is a Billy Sim ship, it's big, it's slow, you can get the range with Sims out to about 19 kilometers, and that's great and everything. But for survivability reasons, I highly recommend Willis Lee. All right, I think this map is called Haven. For some reason, that word is sticking in my brain. Trying to shoot out of Colorado as it goes into a smokescreen here. I have no idea why our destroyers appear to be humping each other, and no one is spotting, so we're just kind of at the whim of everyone else on the map. I'm hesitant to get any closer than this because, based on my previous experience in other games, everyone knows the Kansas will catch on fire and burn to death if you get too close. Like literally everyone will shoot at you. Don't worry, there's still time for that to happen in this match. To aid in the horrible dispersion of the Kansas's guns, I have the spotter plane. I, of course, didn't bother using it, but I do have it, and I recommend the spotter plane. In my opinion, the dispersion of these guns is horrific. And Willis Lee doesn't have any accuracy things. We did luckily get a Citadel on that Tier 6 Leon, and I am really trying to finish the Leon off. We're doing a lot of movement, so my turrets are firing at different times. Unfortunately, that for me was just a fact of life in the ship. We really do a ton of damage to the Leon, leave him hanging on a thread, knock out a turret temporarily, trying to get the guns lined up to shoot at him, but of course, my kill is pinched When I totally whip, I have no idea where those shells went because there was a mountain in the way, and we're on fire again. So the Leon dies. We don't have a ton of targets to shoot at. We have an Iowa kind of hiding behind the mountain. So I will send some shells his way. If it sounds weird when I was talking right then, I'm sorry. I am compulsively flossing my teeth. I had my teeth straightened and they made me floss 3 times a day. And so now I compulsively floss my teeth, for which I apologize. Nothing's really happening except we're on fire and I can't see anyone. All right, so if you're that guy who gets bored, sorry, dude, you're going to be bored. All right, so the Kansas isn't, in my opinion, particularly well armored. The armor that is there catches on fire very easily. It has big guns that don't appear to be very accurate unless you're aiding them greatly. But when they do hit something, they can hit it pretty hard, unless they are angled to you, and then you're probably not going to do any damage at all. That's my opinion about the Kansas. Do I like the Kansas? Absolutely not. I would take the Iowa over the Kansas every day and twice on Sundays. And I am not saying that because I hate Kansas. Normally, I'm saying that because I don't think this battleship is very good unless all of the enemies are preoccupied with other people and you can get free shots at them, or they sail broadside to you, like that Leon did, and we crushed him. I mean, that's how you get your damage. Here's a Tirpitz disappeared from view because we have no one, absolutely no one spotting. And I'm not volunteering either because, as I said before, the Kansas's armor basically consists of gasoline soaked rags waiting to be caught on fire, in my opinion. Underneath, there might be some armor, but by and large, the armor is composed of like the stuff on the tip of a match head. All right, this Tirpitz, I have no idea why he's running away. He could have probably stormed right through our entire team, and nobody would have been able to stop him. We have 2 destroyers left. I have zero idea of where they are on the map. One is they're in the cap already. I don't know, folks. Maybe it's just me. I play a lot of destroyers. In a match like this, capture the base. Your opening strategy as a destroyer, in my opinion, should be go hang out in the enemy's cap. That seems really dumb. Meanwhile, the enemy Fletcher is just doing whatever he wants because no one's around to stop him. So that's that. So I'm begging for help, hoping that someone else will shoot at the Fletcher. I, I don't know what he shot his torpedoes at. I'm very thankful he's not shooting them at me. We are working on a reload here. The Kansas does turn relatively well. I'm not going to say agile in a sentence with the Kansas, but it does turn. You have a good rudder shift or a fair rudder shift, and we are doing damage. Other people are still shooting at the Fletcher. I mean, thank God my teammates over here are at least working with me right now to do damage to the Fletcher. And again, I just have zero explanation for what our destroyers are doing. But I will note we only have 4 ships left right now. So whatever those destroyers did, if those destroyer players are watching this game, don't ever do that again. You did bad stuff. It didn't work. All right, speaking of bad stuff, we do take out the Fletcher for our first kill. Yeah, we've got 1 heal left. We've taken easily over half our damage, and we got about 68,000 damage. And here is Aroma. And we're down by 1, 2, 3 ships. We're down by 3 ships, and we are losing big time on points by 202 points. All right, maybe just, yeah, 202 points. So to everyone on the blue team who's dead already, you didn't disappoint me by dying. You did what I expected you to do, but you did it much faster than you should have done it because basically I am the point man for this escapade at this point in the slowest, least maneuverable ship on the map. All right. Thankfully, the third destroyer dies, so now we can get down to brass tacks here and see what's up. All right, we got a Turpitz, we got a Roma. I have no heals left. I'm like literally begging my teammates to come get next to me so I can get some will to rebuild going on. And my teammates want nothing to do with that. Oh, look, a destroyer got a kill. Well, isn't that special? We're down 3 ships to 6 for the enemy, and we are down 202 points still. All right, so as you can see, the Roma and the Turpitz are just enjoying the heck out of shooting at me. I will say Kansas doing a fair amount of bow tanking here. I do get splashed by the third destroyer or third battleship, pardon me. I don't know what that is. Maybe the Colorado. So he did a fair amount of damage. And I think I'm going to target the Colorado because I don't. I'm just taking so much damage. It is amazing. And here's where I'm begging my teammates, like, please help me. And I don't necessarily need them to shoot stuff. I need them to get next to me for will to rebuild. And they are not having any part of that. Can is there a way to get a radial command for drive your ship next to my ship so I can get some will to rebuild going on? Um, and I talked in some other videos about looking at the health level of battleships towards the end of the match and driving next to them with their low health. If I had will to rebuild right now, active, if my teammates would get anywhere near me, and keep in mind, this commander is legendary level 3. So I got it about as high as you can get it without being maxed out, obviously. I could probably have 12,000 hit points right now. The Colorado, thankfully, is obliging us by continuing to sail like kind of right at me, and the Georgia takes them out. And that's cool and everything, but I cannot sail out there to get near the Georgia because I will take a salvo like that to the side and be dead. So I'm not very happy with my teammates. I don't know if they know that, but I don't know if they know anything about this game at this point. But we did cut the lead by 1 ship, so that's good. And we're down by 102 points. Then this Miyoko makes a really bad mistake called sail parallel to a tier 6 battleship with all guns pointed at you. Yes, 3 citadels. Yes, the high cavalry. Yes, the devastating strike killed number 2. And now we are down by like 25 points. And here is another destroyer, a Benson. He gets crushed probably by the Georgia. The other battleship, I don't know what it is. They are running away from me, so I don't know what they're all about. But I'm shooting at the Benson. Oh, 1 shell away. That was a Bismarck. And the Bismarck finishes off the Benson. And now our deficit has turned into a 58 to 60 point lead. Mind blowing, literally mind blowing how me and my 2 teammates, who I don't like very much, have pulled this back from the brink. All right, I'm still very leery about turning, but the Iowa is very far away. I feel that he would be shooting, and I think the Bismarck, who's way out there on the left on the mini map. I was going to shoot at the Iowa, but instead the Tirpitz looks like a much better target, and I'm going to try to get the other 2 turrets on the Tirpitz And we do some damage, but as you can see, the dispersion, or because I had to move or whatever, I mean, whatever happened, the wind blew. The Kansas shells, again, are not very accurate unless you get a ship totally lined up, not deviating in any way, like the Miyoko was. We are going to shoot again at the Tirpitz, whether he's speeding up or slowing down. It looks like he's turning away. These shells just hang forever in the air. We do get a couple more hits, but the time is running out on this match, and it looks like we are going to be victorious as I take some more damage, and that's that. And we get a dreadnought. So I can tell you I'm not fond of the Kansas, but we did end up with 138,691 total damage. 2 kills, a dreadnought, a devastating strike, high caliber, over 338,000 silver. I can't recommend Willisley enough. You need it simply because survivability. You're going to take a ton of damage in the Kansas. Its armor loves to catch on fire. I'm not doing a port review. I didn't bother. We do get 21,033 base XP, which isn't that spectacular, but we won and we're on top of the board. And I think that is all that matters. As someone who is a true son, I don't particularly care for Kansas, the state, and I do not particularly care for Kansas, the battleship either. It looks like it's tough, and it's not, just like Kansas.